This video is going to take you through the formation of Oxbow Lakes. Now, our Oxbow Lake starts off with a meander, and a meander is a bend in a river. So here is our meander, our bend in the river. Water flowing around the outside of the bend has a high velocity. It flows really quickly because it's got further to travel than the water flowing around the inside of the bend. The water flowing on the inside of the bend has a low velocity. When rivers have a high velocity, they've got lots of energy. So what do? They erode. We get erosion on the outside of the bend, and where rivers don't have a lot of energy, when their velocity is low, what do? They deposit. So we get erosion on the outside of the bend and deposition on the inside of the bend. So we get deposition here and erosion here. Now let's imagine over time more and more material gets deposited on the inside of the bend. And this side of the riverbank on the outside of the bend gets eroded, it gets broken down. What's going to happen to the shape of the meander? Well, the meander is going to become more pronounced. It's going to become bendier, but we're going to call that more pronounced. So here is our more pronounced meander, and if we draw the riverbanks now, we can see that it's got bendier. This section here is called the neck of the meander. We can see it where two bends, the bit in between two bends. So here's one bend, here's another bend, here's another bend, and the meander is a bit in between those bends. Now, if this area here is on the outside of the bend, which it is, what's going to happen to it? Well, it's going to erode. And if we look at this area here, that is also on the outside of the bend. So what's going to happen to that bit? Well, it's also going to erode. So we've got erosion here and erosion here. Now, if there is erosion either side of the neck, what's going to happen to the neck? Well, the neck becomes narrower. Let's draw that. What does a narrow neck look like? So here is our neck, and you can see that our neck is now narrower because of erosion on this bank and this bank. Now, it's quite a long way for the water to flow around that massive meander. If you were that water, would you take the long way round? No, you'd look for a shortcut. So when there is a lot of water in the river, during a period of high discharge, when there's a lot of water in the river stops going round the meander. Instead, it takes a new course. It cuts straight over the neck. There's our river, it's flowing straight over that piece of land between the two bends that we call the neck. Eventually, this part of the river gets cut off through deposition. And we have a new course of the river. The river takes a new path. We've no longer got a neck because our river is now taking a more straight path. By what process has this area here been cut off? Well, for it to be cut off, material has to be put down. So we've got deposition that has happened there. Cutting off the neck. And the old river channel here is left behind. We call this bit an Oxbow Lake. So, to summarise, first, the meander becomes more and more pronounced. The river becomes bendier and bendier. Then, the neck of the meander gets narrower due to erosion. Next, when there's a period of a lot of water in the river, when the river has a high discharge, the river cuts through the neck, creating this new straight channel. And deposition occurs, which cuts off the old river channel, creating an Oxbow Lake.